Old brown coat.
Stop asking me questions. Where's Grandma?
Where should any clean person be at this time of day? She's taking a bath.
Was anybody coming for dinner?
She didn't say anything about you coming.
Well, could she's stupid. She didn't know.
Then what are you doing here?
Leave me alone. I don't feel well.
Why don't you feel well? Who ever heard of a person going for a walk in the woods when they didn't feel well?
Well, leave me alone. I came home because I was sick.
You look all right.
But I don't feel all right. I can't even come home without everybody nagging at me.
Don't think you're fooling me, young lady. You might pull the wool over some people's eyes. I bet you've been up to something again. Well, you wait right here till I tell your grandmother. And if you're so sick, you certainly won't want any dinner. A good dose of rhubarb and soda will fix you up. Why did you put cold water on your chest? Do you want to catch your death of cold with your range?
Mary, what are you doing home? Never mind, dear. Now stop crying and tell me what is the matter.
It's so good to see you, Grandma. You didn't come to visit me all last week.
I couldn't, dear, but I was coming tomorrow.
I miss you so. I was awful sick.
Oh, I'm glad that's all it was. I was frightened when Agatha said you weren't well.
Did I say that? I said she needed a good dose of rhubarb and soda. Most likely she came home for Wednesday night fudge cake.
How did you get here? Did Miss Karen drive you over?
Well, I walked most of the way, and then a lady gave me a ride to walk through the woods in her very best coat.
Mary, do you mean you left with their permission?
We ran away, Grandma. They didn't know.
That's a very bad thing to do, and they'll be worried. Agatha, phone Miss Wright and tell her that Mary is here. John will drive her back before dinner.
No, Grandma, don't do that. Please don't do that. Please let me stay.
Darling, you can't leave school anytime you please.
Grandma, please. Don't send me back right away. You don't know how they'll punish me.
Oh, I don't think they'll be that angry.
Please,
Oh, you're acting
Grandma.
like a foolish little girl.
I can't go back. I can't. They'll kill me. They will, Grandma. They'll kill me.
Never mind, Agatha.
Write the letter.
Stop crying, Mary.
So nice to you, Grandma.
I'm glad you like being home with me. But at your age, you can hardly... What made you say such a terrible thing about Miss Wright and Miss Dobie? You know they wouldn't hurt you.
Oh, but they would. I think that They called Cousin Joe. He said that I wasn't sick. He said it was maybe only that I ate my breakfast too fast. He was strangling me for it.
I'm sure Joseph said it wasn't serious. It wasn't.
But I did have a pain in my heart on it.
Well, you still got it.
Well, I guess I haven't got it much anymore. But I feel a little weak. And I was so scared of Miss Wright being so mean to me just because I was sick.
Scared of Karen? Nonsense. Perfectly possible that you had a pain. But if you really had been sick, your cousin Joseph would certainly have known it. Not nice to frighten people by pretending to be sick when you aren't.
I didn't want to be sick. I'm always getting punished for everything.
Oh, you mustn't imagine things like that, child. So you'll grow up to be a very unhappy woman. Oh, I'm not going to scold you any longer for coming home this time. I suppose I should. Run along up the stairs and wash your face. After dinner, John will drive you back home. Run along.
I can stay for dinner?
Yes.
Maybe I can stay till the first of the week. Saturday's your birthday, and I can be here with you.
We don't celebrate my birthday, dear. You'll have to go back to school after dinner.
But how much do you love me?
As much as all the words in all the books, in all the words.
Remember when I was little and you used to tell me that right before I went to sleep? And there was a rule, nobody could say another single word after you finished. You used to say, world, and then I had to shut my eyes tight.
Sometimes you were naughty and didn't shut them.
I miss you an awful lot, Grandma.
I miss you. But I'm afraid my Latin is too rusty. You'll learn better in school.
But couldn't I stay out the rest of this term? Maybe after the summer I won't mind it so much. I'll study hard on it.
You're an earth little coaster, but it's out of the question. Back you go tonight. Now let's have no more talk about it now. Let's have no more running away from school, ever.
Do I really have to go back there?
Of course.
You don't love me. You don't care whether they kill me or not.
Mary!
You don't. You don't. You don't care what happens to me.
But I do care that you're talking this way.
I'm sorry for that, Grandma. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. Forgive me.
What made you talk like that?
I'm scared, Grandma. I'm scared they'll do dreadful things to me.
Dreadful? Nonsense. They'll punish you for running away. You deserve to be punished.
It's not that. It's not anything I do. Never is. They just punish me anyhow, just like they got something against me. I'm afraid of them, Grandma.
That's ridiculous. What have they ever done to you that is so terrible?
Well, happens all the time. Well, Miss Wright says I can't go to the boat races.
Oh.
That's after what happened today.
Oh, you mean something besides your naughtiness and pretending to faint and then running away?
I didn't faint. I didn't pretend. They just said that to make me feel bad. Anyway, wasn't anything I did.
What was it then?
I can't tell you.
Why?
Because you're just going to take their part.
Well, very well. Run along upstairs and get ready for dinner.
It was all about Miss Dobie and Mrs. Mortar. They were talking awful things, and Peggy and Evelyn heard them, and Miss Dobie found out. And then they made us move our rooms.
What has this to do with you? I don't understand a word you were saying.
They made us move our rooms. They said we couldn't be together anymore. They're afraid to have us near them, that's what it is. And they're taking it out on me. They're scared of you.
For a little girl, you're imagining a lot of big things. Why should they be scared of me? Am I such an unpleasant old lady?
They're afraid you'll find out.
Find out what?
See?
Run along, Mary. I hope you get more coherent as you get older.
Oh, right. But there are a lot of things. They have secrets or something, and they're afraid I'll find out and tell you.
Well, there's not necessarily anything wrong with people having secrets.
Well, but they got funny ones. Peggy and Evelyn heard Mrs. Mortar tell Miss Dobie that she was jealous of Miss Wright marrying Cousin Joe.
You shouldn't repeat things like that.
But that's what she said, Grandma. She said that it was unnatural for a girl to feel that way. I'm just telling you what she said. She said that there was something funny about it, and that Miss Dobie had always been like that, even when she was a little girl, and that it was unnatural.
Oh, stop using that silly word, Mary.
But that was the word she kept using, Grandma. And then they got mad and told Mrs. Mortar she'd have to get out.
Probably not the reason at all.
Oh, I bet it was. Because honestly, Miss Dobie does get cranky and mean every time Cousin Joe comes. And today, I heard her say to him, "God damn you!" And then she said that she was just a jealous fool.
You've picked up some very fine words, haven't you, Mary?
That's just what she said, Grandma. And one time, Miss Dobie was crying in Miss Wright's room, and Miss Wright was trying to stop her. And then she said that, all right, maybe she wouldn't get
How
married.
do you know all of this?
Well, we couldn't help hearing because Miss Dobie was talking awful loud, and their room was right next to ours.
Whose room?
Miss Wright's room, I mean. And you can just ask Peggy and Evelyn whether we didn't hear. Almost always, Miss Dobie comes in after we go to bed and stays a long time. I guess that's why they want to get rid of us. Of me, because we hear things. That's why they're making us move our rooms. They punish me all the time.
For eavesdropping, I should think. Now, I think we've had enough gossip, don't you? Dinner's almost ready. And I can't eat with a girl who has such a dirty face.
I've heard other things, too.
What? What did you say?
I've heard other things. Plenty of other things, Grandma.
What things?
Bad things.
Well, what were they?
I can't tell you.
Mary, you're annoying me very much. If you have something to say, then say it, and stop acting silly.
I mean, I can't say it out loud.
There couldn't possibly be anything so terrible that you couldn't say it out loud. Now, either tell the truth or be still.
Well, a lot of things I don't understand, but it's awful. And sometimes they fight, and then they make up. And Miss Dobie cries, and Miss Wright gets mad, and they make up again. And they're funny noises, and we get scared.
Noises? I suppose you girls have a happy time imagining a murder.
And we've seen things too. Funny things. I tell you, but I've got to whisper it.
Why must you whisper it?
I don't know, I just got to.
Do you know what you were saying? Mary, are you telling me the truth?
Honest. You just asked Peggy and Evelyn, and they know too. And maybe there are other kids who know, but we've always been frightened, and so we didn't ask. And one night, I was going to go find out. Then I got scared. We went to bed early so we wouldn't have to hear, but sometimes I couldn't help it. But we never talked about it much because we thought they'd find out. Oh, Grandma, don't make me go back to that awful place.
What?
Don't make me go back to that place. I just couldn't stand it anymore. Really, Grandma, I'm so unhappy there. And if only I could stay out the rest of this term.
Wait a minute. No. You won't have to go back.
Honest?
Honest.
You're the nicest, loveliest grandma in all the world.
You're not mad at me? Oh, I'm not mad at you. Now go upstairs and get ready for dinner.
Is this right in?
Dr. Childern, please. Mrs. Tilford. Joseph? Joseph, can you come to see me right away? Yes, I'm perfectly well. No, but it's important, Joseph, very important. I must see you right away. Can't you come any sooner? I can't tell you over the phone. It's not about Mary's fainting. I said it's not about Mary, Joseph. Well, in one way, it's about Mary. But will the hospital take so long? Very well, Joseph. Make it as soon as you can. Mrs. Munn, please. This is Mrs. Tilford. Miriam, this is Amelia Tilford. I have something to tell you. Something very shocking. I'm afraid it's something about the school, and Evelyn, and Mary.
See to it that she doesn't get my good quilt all dirty, and let her wear your green pajamas. Who? Don't you ever keep your ears open? Rosalie Wells is coming over to spend the night with you.
You mean she's going to sleep here?
You heard me. What for? Do I know all the crazy things that are happening around here? Your grandmother phoned Mrs. West all the way to New York. $3.85 in family starving. And Mrs. Wells wanted to know if Rosalie could stay here until tomorrow.
Oh. Well, couldn't Evelyn and Martin come instead?
Oh, sure. We'll have the whole town over to entertain you.
I won't let Rosalie Wells go my niece Judith.
Don't tell me what you're not going to do. You'll act like a lady for once in your life. Come on in, Rosalie. Go on in there. Make yourself at home. Have you had your dinner? Yes, ma'am. Hang up your pretty coat. Have you had your bath? Yes, ma'am, this morning. Well, you better take another one.
To come and get you right away. You're just going to spend the night here. I wish Evelyn could have come instead of you.
But what has happened? Peggy and Evelyn and Helen and Lois all went home tonight too.
Do you think somebody's got scarlet fever or something?
No.
Do you know what's happened? How'd you find out? You're always pretending you know everything. You're just faking. Never mind. Don't bother telling me. I think curiosity is very unladylike anyhow. I have no concern for your silly secrets.
Well, suppose I told you that I just may have said that you were in on it.
In on what?
The secret. Suppose I told you that I just may have said that you told me about it.
Why, Mary Tilford, you can't do a thing like that. I didn't tell you about anything. Did you tell your grandmother such a thing?
Maybe.
Did you, Maggie? Well, I'm going right up to your grandmother to tell her I didn't tell you anything. You're just trying to get me into trouble, and I'm not going to let you.
Wait a minute. I'll come with you. Or I want to tell her about Helen Burton's bracelet.
What about it?
Just that you stole it.
Shut up! I didn't do any such thing.
Yes, you did.
You made it up. You're always making things up.
You can't call me a fibber, Rosalie Wells. That's the kind of a dare I won't take dare. I guess I'll go tell Grandma anyway. And she can call the police and they'll come for you. And you'll spend the rest of your life in one of those solitary prisons. You'll get older and older, and when you're really old and can't see anymore, they'll let you out. Maybe with a big sign on your back saying you're a thief, and your mother and your father will be dead, and you won't have any place to go, and you'll have to beg on the street.
I didn't steal anything. I borrowed the bracelet and was going to give it back as soon as I wanted to the movies. I never meant to keep it.
No, it's that. Leave it on the way. You're just a common, ordinary thief. Stop that bawling. You have the whole house down here in a minute.
You won't tell. Say you won't tell.
Am I a fibber?
No.
Then say, I apologize on my hands and knees.
I apologize on my hands and knees. Let's play with the puzzle.
Wait a minute. Say, from now on, I'm Rosalie Wells, and the vassal of Mary Tilford, and will do and say whatever she tells me. Under the solemn oath of a knight.
I won't say that. That's the worst oath there is. Please, no.
Will you swear it?
But then you could tell me to do anything.
And you'd have to do it.
Say quick, hurrah. From now on, I, Rosalie Wells, am the vassal of Mary Tilford, and will do and say whatever she tells me under the solemn oath of a knight. Don't forget that.
Good evening, Rosalie. You're looking very well.
Good evening, Mrs. Tilford.
She's getting tall every day.
Well, then it's very becoming. That must be Joseph. Mary, take Rosalie into the library. There's some fruit and milk on the table. Be sure that you're both fast asleep by 10:30.
What Grandma?
Yes.
Grandma, Cousin Joe will say I've got to go back. He'll say I really wasn't sick.
Hello, Amelia. Mary home, eh?
Hello, Joseph. Sit down. Whiskey?
Please. How are you feeling? Headaches again?
No.
Those are good powders, you know. Bicarbonate of soda and water. Hasn't hurt anybody yet.
Yes. How have you been, Joseph?
My good health is monotonous.
I've been seeing you in the last few weeks. I still misses you for Sunday dinners.
I've been busy. We're getting the results of mating season right about now.
Oh, did I take you away from a patient?
No, I was at the hospital.
How's it getting on?
Just the same. No money, badly equipped, a lousy laboratory, everybody growling at everybody else. Amelia, you didn't bring me here to talk about the hospital. We're talking like two people waiting for the muffins to be passed around. What's the matter with you?
I have something to tell you.
Well, out with it.
It's a very hard thing to say, Joseph.
Hard for you to say to me. Don't worry about Mary. I guess that she came home to tell you about her faint. It was caused by nothing but bad temper and was clumsily managed at that. Amelia, she's a terribly
I heard about the faint. It's not what is worrying me.
Are you in some trouble?
We're all in trouble. Bad trouble.
We? Me, you mean? Like, there's nothing the matter with me.
When did you last see Karen?
Today. This afternoon.
Oh, not since 7 o'clock.
What's happened since 7 o'clock?
Joseph, you've been engaged to Karen for a long time now. Are your plans any more definite than they were a year ago?
You can get ready to buy the wedding present. We'll have the wedding here if you don't mind. The smell of clean little girls and boiled linen would worry me.
But why has Karen decided so suddenly to make it definite?
She hasn't suddenly decided anything. The school is pretty well on its feet, and now that Mrs. Mortar is leaving.
I heard that they're putting Mrs. Mortar out.
Putting her out? Well, maybe. But a nice sum and a promise that a good niece will support you the rest of your life is an enviable way of being put out.
Don't you find it odd, Joseph, that they want so much to get rid of that silly, harmless woman?
I don't know what you're talking about, but it isn't odd at all. Lily Mortar is not a harmless woman, though God knows she's silly enough. She's a nasty, tiresome, spoiled old bitch. If you're forming a Mortar Welfare Society, you're wasting your time. It's not like you to waste your time. Now, what's it that's on your mind?
You must not marry Karen.
Well, you're a very impertinent lady. Why must I not marry Karen?
Because there's something wrong with Karen. Something horrible.
I don't think I can allow you to say things like this.
I have very good reason for saying it. Who is that?
Over there, she
I won't have her here.
What are you talking about?
I won't have her here.
Then you don't want me here either.
He's a joke, Joe?
What are you talking about?
He's crazy. It's crazy. You have to tell you what
What is all this?
You
What's
shouldn't
happening?
have come here.
to reach you. Hasn't she told you?
She hasn't told me anything. I haven't heard anything but wild talk. What is it, Karen? What's happened, Martha?
An insane asylum has been let loose. How do we know what's happened?
What was it?
We didn't know what it was. Nobody would talk to us. Nobody would tell us anything. I'll tell you. I'll tell you. You see if you can make any sense out of it. At dinner time, Mrs. Munn's chauffeur showed up and said that Evelyn must be sent home right away. At 7:30, Mrs. Burton arrived and said that we must pack Helen's things and that she'd wait outside because she didn't want to enter a place like ours. 5 minutes later, the Fisher's butler showed up for Lois.
What was
It
it?
was a madhouse. People rushing in and out, children being pushed into cars. Mrs. Rogers finally told us.
What? What?
That Martha and I are in love with each other. In love with each other. Mrs. Tilford told them.
Did you tell them that?
Yes.
Are you sick?
You know I'm not sick.
Then what did you do it for?
Because it is true.
You think it's true then?
You damned vicious
Do you
fool.
realize what you're saying?
I realize it all very
You
well.
realize nothing.
And that is why I
nothing.
don't think you should have come here. I will not call you names, and I will not allow you to call me names. I can't trust myself to talk about it with you now or ever.
What's she talking about, Joe?
What is she trying to do to us? What is everybody doing to us?
Pushed around. We're being pushed around by crazy people. And we're standing here. We're standing here and taking it. Didn't you know we would come here? Did you expect us to lie down and grin when you kept us with these lies?
Can't do any of us any good, Miss Davis.
Do any of us any good? You're not playing with paper dolls here. We're human beings, see? It's our lives you're fooling with. Our lives. That's serious business to us. You understand that?
I understand that. And I understand a lot more. You've been playing with a lot of children's eyes, and that's why I stopped you. I know how serious this is for you. How serious it is for all of us.
I don't think you do know.
I wanted to avoid this meeting because it can't do any good. You came here to find out if I had made the charge. Well, you found out. Now send it there. I don't want you in this house. I'm sorry this had to be done to you, Joseph.
I don't like your sympathy.
Very well. There's nothing I mean to do, nothing I want to do. There's nothing anybody can do.
You've already done a terrible thing.
I have done what I had to do. What they are may possibly be their own business. It becomes a great deal more than that when children are involved.
It's not true. Not a word of this is true.
There won't be any punishment for either of you. This thing is your own. Go away with it. I don't understand it, and I don't want any part of it.
So you thought we would leave?
I think that's best for you.
There must be something that we can do to you. And whatever it is, we'll find it.
That would be very unwise.
It makes me feel dirty, sick to be forced to say this. But there's not a single word of truth in anything you've said. We're standing here defending ourselves. And against what? Against a lie, an awful lie.
I'm sorry, I can't believe that.
Damn you.
They've worked 8 long years to save enough money to buy that farm, to start that school. They did without everything that young people ought to have. You wouldn't know about that. That school meant things to them. Self-respect, and bread and butter, and honest work. Do you know what it is to try so hard for anything? Well, now it's gone. What the hell did you do it for?
It had to be done.
Righteousness is a great thing.
I know how you must feel.
You don't know anything about how I feel, and you don't know how they feel either.
I have loved you as much as I love my own boys. I wouldn't have spared them, and I couldn't spare you.
I believe you.
You don't want any part of this, you said? Well, you'll get a part. More than you bargained for. Are you willing to stand by everything you said tonight?
Yes.
All right. That's fine. But don't think that we'll let you whisper this lie. You made it. You'll come out with it. We'll make you shriek it to your town of Lancet, and we'll make you do it in a courtroom. Tomorrow, Mrs. Topper, you'll have a libel suit on your hands.
That would be very unwise. It is you I am thinking of. I'm frightened for you. It was wrong of you to brazen it out here tonight. It would be criminally foolish of you to brazen it out in public. I can't bring you anything but pain. I'm an old woman, Miss Dobie, and I have seen too many people act out of pride. In the end, they punish themselves.
You think that you are too old to be punished? That we should spare you?
You know that is not what I meant.
So you took a child's word for it?
I knew it.
That is really where you got it?
I can't believe it couldn't be. Well, she's a child. She's not a child anymore.
Oh my God. It all makes so much sense now. That child has hated us for so long. We never knew why. We never could find out. There never seemed to be any reason.
There isn't any reason. That child hates everybody and everything.
Your Mary's a strange girl. A bad girl. There's something very wrong with her.
I was waiting for you to say that, Miss Wright.
It's true. We should have told you long ago.
It's no use.
Where is she? Bring her out and let us hear what she has to say.
You cannot see her.
Where is she?
I won't have that.
I'm going to talk to her.
I won't have her go through with that again. You came here demanding explanations. It was I who should have asked them of you. You attacked me, you attacked me. I told you. I didn't mean you any harm, and I still don't. You claim that isn't true. It may be natural that you should think that, but I know that it is true. No matter what you say, you know very well that I wouldn't have acted until I was absolutely sure. All I wanted was to get those children away. That has been done. There won't be any talk about it or about you. I'll see to that. You've been in my house long enough. Please, get out.
The wicked very young and the wicked very old. Let's go home.
Sit down. When two people come here with their lives spread on the table for you to cut to pieces, then the only honest thing to do is to give them a chance to come out whole. Are you honest?
I've always thought so.
Then where is Mary? Mary, come here.
Sit down, you. Don't be hurt. Make her tell the truth.
Look, Mary. Everybody lies all the time. Sometimes they have to, sometimes they don't. I've lied myself for a lot of different reasons. But there was never a time when if I'd been given a second chance, I wouldn't have taken back that lie and told the truth. You're lucky if you ever get that chance. I'm telling you this because I'm about to ask you a question. Before you answer the question, I want to tell you that if you've made a mistake, you must take this chance and say so. You won't be punished. You get all that?
Yes, Cousin Joe.
All right. Were you telling your grandmother the truth this afternoon? The exact truth about Miss Wright and Miss Gold?
Oh, yes.
All right, Mary. That was your chance. You passed it up. Now let's find out things.
She's told you what you threw.
Not by a long shot. You started something and I'm going to finish it for you. Will you answer some more questions, Mary?
Yes, Cousin Joe.
Stop that sick, sweet tone.
Why don't you like Miss Wright and Miss Gold?
Oh, I do like them. They just don't like me. They never have liked me.
How do you know?
They're always picking on me. They're always punishing me for everything that happens. No matter what happens, it's always me.
Why do you think they do that?
Well, because they... Grandma!
All right, we'll skip that. Did you get punished today?
Yes, and it was just because Peggy and Evelyn heard them, and so they took it out on me.
That's a lie.
Heard what, Mary?
Mrs. Mortar told Miss Dobie that there was something funny about her. She said that she had a funny feeling about Miss Wright, and Mrs. Mortar said that it was unnatural. That was why we got punished.
That's not the reason they got punished.
Miss Doobie,
My aunt is a stupid woman. What she said was meant to annoy me. It meant nothing more than that. And Cousin Joe, she said every time you came to the school, Miss Dobie got jealous, and that she didn't want you to get married.
she said that too.
Oh, for God's sake, can't you see? This child, she's taking little things, little family things, and making them have meanings that... Where did you learn so much in so little time?
What do you think Mrs. Mortar meant by all
Oh,
this, Mary?
stop it, Joseph.
I don't know, but it was always kind of funny, and she always said things like that. And all the girls would talk about it when Miss Dobie went and visited Miss Wright late at night.
And sometimes we go to the movies at night, and sometimes we read at night, and sometimes we drink tea at night. Those are guilty things too, Mrs. Tilford.
No, and there were always funny sounds, and we'd stay awake and listen because we couldn't help hearing. And I'd get frightened. Be still.
No, you don't want her to be still. What else did you hear?
Grandma, I'm trying to make her name it, aren't you?
Go on.
Well, I don't know. They were just sounds.
Well, what did you think they were? Why did they frighten you?
I don't know.
She doesn't know.
Well, I saw things too. One night there was so much noise, I thought somebody was sick or something. And I looked through the keyhole, and they were kissing and saying things, and then I got scared because it was different sort of.
That child
Ask
is
her
sick.
again how she could see us.
How could you see Miss Wright and Miss Dolby?
Tell them what you whispered to me.
It was at night, and I was leaning down to the keyhole.
There's no keyhole on my door.
What?
There's no keyhole on my
It was
door!
her room, Grandma. It was the other room, I guess. It was Miss Dobie's room. I saw them through the keyhole in Miss Dobie's room.
How did you know anyone was in Miss Dolby's room?
I told you because we heard them. Everybody
Our
heard.
aunt. It is on the first floor at the other end of the house. It is impossible to hear anything from there. Tell her
Mary,
to come
what
and
is
see
this?
for herself.
Why did you say you saw through a keyhole? Can you hear from your room?
Everybody is yelling at me. I don't know what I'm saying with everybody mixing me all up. I did see it. I did see it.
What did you see? Where did you see it? I want the truth. The truth, whatever it is.
We can go home. We're finished here. It's not a pleasant place to be.
Stop that crying, Mary. And stand up. Now I want the truth. What is the truth?
It was Rosalie, Claudette. I just said it was me so I wouldn't have to tell on Rosalie.
God.
It was Rosalie, Grandma. She told us all about it. She said she'd read about it in a book and she knew. Well, you ask Rosalie. You just ask Rosalie. She'll tell you. We used to talk about it all the time. That's the truth. That's the honest truth. She said it was when the door was open once, and she told us all about it. I was just trying to save Rosalie, and everybody jumps on me.
Please wait a minute.
Rosalie?
You're giving yourself an awful beating, Amelia, and you deserve whatever you get.
I don't know. I don't know anymore. I'm sorry to keep you up so late, Rosalie. You must be tired. Mary says that there's been some talk in school lately about you riding with Joby. Is that true?
I don't know what you mean.
The things have been said amongst you girls.
What things?
Don't be frightened. What was the talk about, Rosalie?
I don't know what she means, Miss Wright.
Rosalie.
Mary's always making things up about me and everybody else. I never said such a thing ever. Why? I could have never even.
Yes, you did, Rosalie. You're just trying to get out of it. I remember just when you said it. I remember it. Because it was the day that Helen Burton's
I never did.
It was the day Helen Burton's bracelet was stolen. Nobody knew who did it. And Helen said that if her mother ever found out, she'd have the thief put in jail.
There's nothing to cry about. You must help us by telling the truth. What's the matter, Rosalie?
Grandma, there's something I got to tell.